go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, bridesmaids, groomsmen, stags, hens, and pirates! Good afternoon. On behalf of the bridesmaid and myself, I'd like to thank Kieran and Sarah for inviting us to be involved in this special day. I know they've put a tremendous amount of effort into planning their wedding, especially Sarah. I can only hope that today will exceed all expectations. I wish to thank the bridesmaids, Claire and Joss, and the flower girls, Beth and Lucy, for the great job they've done today. Ladies, you look beautiful. Big thank you to all the groomsmen. They've all worked extremely hard and excelled in all that was asked of them today. Not to look as good as me. Sarah, you look absolutely stunning. 1 in a million. Kieran, 1 in a raffle.
It's started.
And last but not least, thank you to all of you for being here today and making this such a joyous occasion for the happy couple. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Mark. I've been Kieran's friend for coming up to 8 years now. I've lived with Kieran all 3 years at university, for my sins. I was very honoured when Kieran first asked me to be his best man, but my pride was very short-lived as the fear of making a speech seemed to occur. Having scoured the internet for anything remotely useful, I chose to ignore the adverts to meet local girls in my area. And to sign up now for £50 free bet and hit the library armed with pen and paper. The main emphasis was keep it simple. After all, I realised the pressures of delivering a successful speech at Knowles' wedding. Now, I know you're expecting me to tell all sorts of embarrassing stories about Kieran, expose his flaws and promote his failures. But I'm not going to disappoint you. Kieran and I first met on the opening day at university. The sound of a computer slipping through the fingers and crashing on the floor alerted me of my new neighbour. What a horrible way to start university life, I thought. Not being able to spy on people you meet in the union on Facebook. Hi, I'm Kieran. Fancy a beer? Was the welcome call that shortly followed, and I think that set the tone for most of the 3 years at Loughborough. During our first year, Kieran was the rag rep for Farrelly Hall, whose task was to coordinate fundraising activities on behalf of the student union. He wasn't shy in participating either. Indeed, the 5 Peaks Challenge rings a bell. Climbing the 5 highest mountains in the UK in 3 days, 21 gruelling hours hiking, sleeping rough on coaches, an equipment list of water, lunch, first aid kit, layers, waterproofs. Kieran's preparation? Quick walk to the shops to wear his boots in. And I actually have his rucksack here. My first insight to a well-known fact that Kieran's preferred option is often the one with least hassle. As a young lad, Kieran was a budding entrepreneur, having capitalised on business opportunity in trading livestock. Or flogging baby guinea pigs, as some may call it. Kieran's knowledge of biology and sex education meant that if you took 1 male guinea pig and 1 female guinea pig, he'd make lots of money. The only flaw in his plan was the cost of food and bedding for the babies and meant he never actually made a profit. Kieran was not to be disheartened though. Just over 15 years later, he started his second company, A Good Review. A business with lots of costs and no income. Some things never change. Kieran is, of course, a very well-respected actor. Major playwrights not only have met him, but witnessed and acknowledged his talent. His CV includes training at Lambda, performing at the Theatre Royal Haymarket in the West End, and of course performing for the Royal Shakespeare Company. However, you may not all be aware of some of his little-known parts. You may have noticed the envelopes on the table in front of you. Can I ask that you open the envelopes to reveal Kieran's acting timeline? Kieran's love for the bright light stemmed from his first live performance as a shepherd in the Holy Family Primary Nativity play. Short parts of the Nutcracker and Flash dance further accentuated his desire to put on a costume. Unfortunately, his failure to progress to live auditions at X Factor ruled out any chance of a pop career, turning his attention solely to acting, where he performed on the stage adaptation of Bram Stoker's Dracula.
that one there as well?
This may be seen as a little bit far-fetched, but as they say, picture never lies. Judging by the photos, Sarah had to fight to see who was going to wear the white dress today. Kieran first met Sarah at the punch party during Freshers Week. The initiation of Faraday Freshers around a giant kitchen bin filled with alcohol wasn't the most romantic of settings, but nevertheless, straight away, she'd caught Kieran's eye. Kieran's first sign of affection towards Sarah was placing half a lemon from the salad garnish on her plate during dinner, earning her the nickname Lemonhead, or Lemon, as she's now more commonly known. Many a night, out with Kieran, I would hear, "How fit is Sarah?" And she'd be the topic of many journeys home while munching on USA pizza. By the end of the first semester in year one, Kieran and Lemon were officially an item. Isn't it funny how opposites attract? Sarah is always so neat, so lovely, and well put together. Kieran is, well, Kieran. Sarah is also very organised, as shown in her efforts to make this day run as smooth as it has. She must have had a mountain of things to remember. The cake, flowers, table decorations, etc. Kieran, not such a good memory. In his youth, this man sat before you, forgot he hid a frog in his own trouser pocket for 3 days. At school, Sarah was a lovely pupil and the teachers loved her. Kieran, meanwhile, worked harder having been moved down a set, as his mum was surprised to find out at parents' evening. However, they do have one thing in common. Neither have a pair of jeans that stay up, and equally have the lack of ability to buy a belt. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave you with this. They say at university, you make the friends for life. I know I certainly have. But these two sat in front of you have not only made friends, they found their soulmates. Can I raise one final toast to Kieran and Sarah, Key and Lemon, Mr. and Mrs. Knowles.
Time, gentlemen, please.
It was too short.
No, thank you, Mark. Oh, Jesus, someone's excited. Claire, do you want to sit down? Sort of got the mic there. Like the sound of my own voice, you know, that sort of thing. Thank you, Mark. That was both touching, funny, and interactive, which I enjoyed.
Who are you?